Hey guys, this is Sonic19 coming to you with another deck profile. This time it is Tachikaze. We're going to zoom in a little bit on it. There you go. This is the Tyrant Deathrex deck profile. This is I got some new stuff from the latest set of Phantom Dragon Aeon for Tachikaze. So you'll see a few things in here. This is a multi-attack type build. It has a lot of things from all the other sets, the Raging Tactics and things like that. So we're just going to jump right into it and start with the grade 3s and work our way down and then try a few test hands. So we'll zoom back out here. All right. So we're going to start with the grade 3s. We're playing 9 grade 3s in this build. So obviously we're playing the 4 copies. We're going to zoom in once again. Okay, there we go. We're playing the 4 copies of Tyrant Deathrex. So here's a Vanguard Rearguard skill. This is your main ride, by the way. It's when it attacks, Soul Blast 1, retire one of your rearguards. Choose one of your opponent's front row rearguards and retire it. Then this unit gains 10,000 until the end of the battle for each equip gauge equipped to the card that you retired. So as you can see, this is an equip gauge build. The more equip gauges you get, the beefier you get. So you don't even have to boost this unit to hit solid numbers. So here's a very simple skill. Only thing I would say is that be mindful of your soul. Riding in this deck is an imperative to you building your card, this ability up. But remember, it's not only on the Vanguard skill. This is also a rearguard skill. So to help with the equip gauge mechanic, the other card we're playing here as a backup grade 3 is Fury Light Dragon Optic Clarcero Rattle. I may pronounce that wrong. But he has a very good Vanguard Rearguard skill as well on place or when it attacks. So you can get 2 equip gauges out of this skill. You may put the top card of your deck as an equip gauge onto one of your other rearguards. So just by placing on Vanguard rearguard or attacking on Vanguard rearguard, you get 2 equip gauges out of this attack. This is very good to rapidly increase your gauges, but that's really all we're using for. The last grade 3 we play is Destructive Dragon Darkrex. This is just a tech option, just in case you get to those games where you can't get you a grade 3, but if this card is in your drop zone, he has Act Drop Zone. If your Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, and you did not ride this turn, discard 2 equip gauges, and ride this card as stand. So, you get an Excel. Mind you, all the grade 3s give you Excel. You can get an Excel. And during the battle it attacked, this unit gains 2k for each equip gauge. So not just equip gauges on him, but equip gauges all throughout the field. So he's a very good hitter. He can literally end games sometimes just by getting that really tough number. But if you're unable to ride and you need soul, this is another way for you to ride in the deck without actually having to ride. So that's it for the grade 3s. We're going to go on to the grade 2. So this next grade 2 is out of the new set for Tachikaze. Zealous Horn Dragon Dillo Fair Pyro. So this skill is a Vanguard Rearguard, so good ride target when placed. Counterblast 1, draw a card, and call a card from your hand as rearguard, and you may gauge that card, which means put a card from top of your deck face down as a gauge. Then he has an auto ability. When this card, when placed from an equip gauge, so if he is the equip gauge, he gains 10k. Now, you're wondering how that may work. You'll see soon as when we get into the grade 2s and the grade 1s that there are ways that this deck multi-attacks by using its equip gauges. But that's that grade 2. The next grade 2 that we play is Ravenous Dragon Megarex. Another good ride target. It's when it attacks a Vanguard, retire one of your other rearguards, draw a card, and if the unit on rearguard, retire one of your rearguards and draw a card. If this unit is on rearguard, so Megarex is on rearguard, counterblast 1, You may put the top card of your deck as an equip gauge, and if you do, he gains 5k for every equip gauge he gets. So this is another good way to retire units to get their effects off, and also build some numbers. I only have 2 Mega Rex right now. The other option that I'm playing right now is Assault Dragon Billowtops. When it would be retired for an effect, like as Mega Rex effect, you can counterblast 1. If you do, return up to 2 equip gauges on this unit to your hand. That's a good way to get some draws. But I would rather stay with the 4 Mega Rex when I get them. But that's it for right now. The last grade 2 we played 12 grade 2s in this deck. The last grade 2 we play is from the newest set as well. We'll play Regimeat Dragon Regilodon. So this is one of the cards that allow you to get your multi-attack off. So Regilodon says when it attacks, you may gauge one of your rear guards. But when this unit is retired and it has a gauge on it, you can superior call one of your gauge cards as onto a rearguard circle when this unit is retired. So this is where the multi-attack aspect comes in. If you have Pyro gauged onto Regilodon, you can superior call Pyro with an extra plus 10k power. So that's another way of getting multi-attacks. Now that's just one way, but it can superior call any card to any rearguard circle after it's retired. That's it for the grade 2s. We're going to go into the grade 1s. This is a budget deck. We are playing the Savage Princesses, the grade 1 Perfect Guard, the drop and draw. You know what it does. The next grade 1 we're playing is Darting Dragon Blue Spirit. Same skill as Regilodon. The exact same skill, but it is a grade 1, so we're not going to really go into it. So, exact same skill. The last grade 1 we're playing is Leading Dragon Ankylar Chargo. This is another way for you to get equip gauges back to your hand. So when this unit is retired by an effect, you may return up to 1 equip gauge to your hand. So this is just another way to get cards to your hand. But I am contemplating on taking this card out for this double R. Sharp Thorn Dragon Plesiosaurus. That way it works. This card works a bit better with the gauge mechanic. So when retired from rearguard, activate all the effects below according to the number of gauges it has. 1 or more, Soul Charge 1. 2 or more, Counter Charge 1. 3 or more, you may move all equipped gauges to one of your other rearguards, which is a good way to build a lot of pressure, especially with cards like Mega Rex and things like that gain power for having equipped gauges on them. So I'm thinking that this might replace this, and that's just to keep up with the gauge mechanic. But if you want to keep the ability to get cards back to your hand, I think this is a good choice for budget. We're playing Dragon Egg. I think it was one of the first ones. They all do the same thing. The errata. So yeah. In this deck we're playing 4 draw, 4 crit, 4 heal, and 4 front. We're playing Rainbow, but you see we're playing the Savage pack, so all the triggers are Savage units. I just like the Savage archetype. It's nice art, especially all the ladies. Weeb. But that's the entire deck. So we're gonna zoom out here in a second, then we're gonna do some test hands and things like that. So we're gonna shuffle up here, we're gonna zoom out, and we'll get right into the test hands. So you can see a couple of plays and see how this deck functions. Now do keep in mind that this deck will, because of the gauging, you're equipping all the time, this deck will move very fast. You will move very fast through your deck. So be wary of that. Be wary of how many times you're gauging. You don't have to gauge every time, but be wary that you're gauging, because you can gauge random triggers. You will draw a lot, and you will go through this deck pretty fast. Okay, so we're going to open up the starting hand. We're going to move this up forward a bit. So we got a trigger, a grade 3, another trigger, another trigger, and a grade 2. So, of course, we're going to send back all of the triggers. Oops, 1 second, folks. Card dropped. Send back all of the triggers. Let's see, we get now another grade 3, a grade 2, and no grade 1. So, unfortunately, that is our hand currently. We're going to shuffle this up. Okay. So we draw for turn. Great, we got the grade 1. So ride, draw into the grade 2. Let's say your opponent attacks. That's the damage. Draw again. Oh, good. We got a boss unit. So since we have the damage now, we can ride into Pyro, counterblast 1 to draw 1, and then we superior. Because Pyro allows us to superior call any card from our hand, we can actually superior call grade 3s and get some things started. So what I would do is I will call, then using the ability to gauge, I'll gauge him. Then we would go into Regidon as the other grade 2, and that would do it. Then we would attack, gauge, attack with the Vanguard, dry trigger check, nothing. And then we would go into the last attack if you didn't hit any triggers, nothing like that. So right now, just by opening up game 2, opening up in grade 2, we already got 2 cards with gauges on them. Then your opponent would attack again. This time we got a draw trigger, power to the Vanguard, draw a card. Then it's our turn again. So then we stand, we draw. You're going to ride into Deathrex. You get an imaginary gift. I would go Excel 2. That way you can get some more draws. Then we're going to look, see what we have in our hand. Okay. Before we do any decision, it's a good idea to look at your gauges to see what you have. That's a trigger. What do we have here? Okay. That's a good card. That could help. I would call Megarex there, call, and call, right? So, mind you, your opponent is on grade 2, and this is your grade 3 turn, right? So, I would start with here, gauge. We'll put that gauge under Megarex so he gains plus 5k immediately. Okay, so that's 12. Then we would swing with Regidon, unboosted, by the way. Because Regidon, when retired, gains an ability to switch out. So, but when on attack, it has the ability to gauge something, so we're going to gauge itself. Right? Boom. Then we're going to attack with Megarex, activating Megarex skill, Soul Blast 1. Retire. It gains 10k. I retire something on my opponent's board. Then, because of Regidon getting retired, I get to choose out of one of the cards that he was a gauge to and see what I want. Just so he has some power, I'm going to go with Darkrex, and Regidon immediately allows me to gauge him. So he gains a gauge, right? Then we go into Twin Drive, front trigger, critical trigger. So we're going to give critical to the Vanguard, and let's say power to Megarex, right? These go to my hand. Then we boost, attack, and then attack. Let's say we retire Darkrex, because Darkrex has that ability to be superior ridden from the drop zone. We draw a card, and because Megarex is on the field, we can counterblast 1 gauge him again. So now he has 2 gauges, and that's power plus 10 plus the Excel, making 15, which makes this a 24k attack. And that's just what the deck could do. And your hand is looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards at the end of that, and you attacked 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how the deck builds its strength, gets some defensive cards, and maintains dominance in a fight. And this deck is just budget, because you can also imagine where cards like Gaia and all the other VRs can play in boosting the ceiling to this deck. But as you see, just as a budget deck and played very correctly, this deck does work and can gain very much great advantage. So I think that's enough. I think that's pretty much explained what you can do just off of a few turns and a few setup cards. Grade 2 is where you really want to start kicking things into overdrive to get better gauges, better results. Mind you, there is no way to know what type of card you're going to gauge ahead of time. Maybe we'll get that in the future. But this is Megarex. This is Tyrant Deathrex. Sorry, Tyrant Deathrex. This is the Tachikaze build that I made. If you like what you saw, if you have any questions, any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment. If you want to see this deck in a fight, please let me know. Let me know if you want to see any budget decks in a fight, or if you want me to build any budget decks that you're having trouble building yourselves, to know what my opinions are of how to make them more viable in the non so current meta that we find ourselves in. But I will be doing other budget decks for the next coming sets for like Aquaforce and things like that, and then Divine Radiance for Genesis and things like that. You will see a lot more premium content coming up pretty soon. In the next couple of months and the beginning of the next year. I've been doing a lot of standard right now, but you will see a lot of more premium content coming soon. If you like what you saw, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and please share this video. And as always, see you later.